Have you ever found yourself in the situation that you needed 2 boxes and a child's toy? Me neither. I have. Let's just ignore Buzz the Scientist and let's get on with the video. In the end, I'm going to give you a bonus item, but first a more relatable circumstance. Maybe the birthday of your little brother or nephew is coming up and you want to build him a gift yourself, not just buy something in the store. Then I'd suggest you build these. It's fairly simple. You just glue a few boards together or buy a wide board that you cut down to the exact length. Drill a few dowel holes, paint it. I painted a fish and a jellyfish. And to make it a fun and learning experience, you can make example cards of difficult configurations with dowels and rubber bands so that it is an educational gift. The parents will like it. So that's the first item. Let's get on with the next. First object that I'm going to talk about is a little box that I made in 1.5 to 2 hours, not including the sanding, because sanding you can go to any level that you want. I used a 240 grit to go over every edge and surface so that it's very smooth. This is the box I'm talking about. It's very simple and it opens very easily, just like that. So how did I make it? I just used some wood I had left over and cut them all to length. I also used some scraps from another project to make brackets on the bottom. That's how I installed the base. Just screwed the brackets in from over there, and then from the inside I screwed into these pieces. This is just some triplex that's very thin. I had it laying around for over 3 years and I thought, yeah, well, now would be the right time to finally do something with it. The lid, I used a little bit different wood for the frame. The frame had to fit very snugly because I didn't install any to keep the lid closed. As you can see, it doesn't open on its own. With a little bit of force, not anything too difficult, it just opens very smoothly. And I also sanded the insides a little bit because when you're using the box, you don't want any sharp edges anywhere, so don't just sand the outside. Pay a little bit attention to the inside. So here you can see, I'll come a little close, screws that go into the brackets on the bottom. The lid is a little bit heavy, but not, well, you can still use it, it's no problem. But if you close it on its own, it almost fully closes. That's where the snug fit comes in. So you can just apply a little bit of force, not very much, and it closes just like that. The top had some minor gaps, but how did I solve that? Well, I put some wood glue in the gaps and just took some sawdust and rubbed it in there so it looks very smooth. How did I attach everything to each other on the top? Well, you can't let the screws extrude like here because they come out like that. The screws aren't flush, but on the top it had to, because well, if you have screws extruding, it doesn't close. So I just used a countersink and made them flush with the edge on all sides. So these two are used for the planks, and then I use a screw right here and the other side to attach this. I covered almost everything on the box. Very simple hinges, nothing too fancy. But how did I make the lip to open it? Because you need to put your finger in there to open it. Then I used this very handy tool. In Dutch it's called a rasp. I don't know what it's called in English. I'll put it in the description or somewhere, so you know what I'm talking about if you don't recognize the tool. So I just made a little round over here, and you can see on the bottom it's almost the same dimensions as the lip over here, but on the top you can see that's only a little nudge So in my opinion, this looks very beautiful. I don't like big handles or anything. Yeah, you could attach a little leather strap or anything so you can pull it. But I thought this was the easiest and quickest way to make the box openable. Is that a word? I don't know. So yeah, I think that covers everything on the box. So it was a very easy and fast project while I was doing another project that had a lot of glue up. So keep that in mind that when you have a little time on hands, you can make a fast and easy box. Another possible scenario, the birthday of another family member is coming up and you want to gift him some booze. Very normal gift, but just gifting a bottle is a bit lame. My grandpa loves Flemish gin, or in Dutch it's called Genever. And since he taught me a lot of woodworking, I wanted to make a beautiful box to put it in. I made a dovetail box and I ran into some problems. I used softwood and it broke sometimes, not perfect fit and all of that, but in the end it worked out. One day while I was working on it, my grandpa came into my garage and saw it, had some complaints, but in the end it turned out very beautiful. It stands proudly on his closet in the living room and I'm very proud of it. Fun little fact, dovetails are not called dovetails literally translated in Dutch, but swallowtails. Just something I wanted to mention. But yeah, if you decide to make a dovetail box, I recommend you watch a lot of YouTube videos and practice a lot, preferably on hardwood, but with softwood and a lot of practice, everything will be fine. So that was the third object I made. So now for the bonus item, I just wanted to mention something real quick. It's not really an item, but it came in handy. So I finally decided to rearrange my room, as you may have noticed. Right now I had space for a monitor arm to put my monitor on. So I checked the specs, bought a monitor arm, but my monitor didn't fit. So what did I do? Well, doesn't fit, doesn't belong in my dictionary, so I made a wooden bracket. Right here you can see, yeah, that's a wooden piece in between the... Fun story. When I was cleaning my room afterwards, because while rearranging I noticed a lot of crap laying around, I found something. The metal bracket that came with the monitor. So yeah, I'm going to replace a wooden block with this metal one that has the exact same dimensions and holes for the screws. It's not that I don't trust that wooden block, but yeah, I'm just going to replace it with a metal one. It has held out for maybe a month and a half right now, and I trust wood. Why not? I made chairs and I would comfortably sit on them. But yeah, just for aesthetics reasons, a black piece of metal on a black monitor arm and a black monitor, it's just way more beautiful. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you guys next time.